Yeah, your first story reminds me of when I was in high school. I had an acting class or like a play class, whatever. I forget what the theater class. And there was me and this girl, and we had to do this scene. And I was the husband, and at one point, I'm supposed to just slap her in the face. We're acting, and then so like I do like a fake slap, and then the teacher's like, no, you got to be more believable. I'm like, the fuck, I'm not slapping her. And then the girl's like, it's fine, don't do it hard. But I'm like, I'm not doing that. I go, I'm not doing it. And then like the teacher got annoyed. She's like, well, then you could play the wife if you want. I was like, I'll fucking play the wife. And then so I played the wife, and every time she slapped me in the script, she makes a noise. And so she would slap me, and I go, ah! And we had to keep redoing the fucking scene because of whatever reason. Either we mess up on a line or whatever. And then it was just like the whole class watching me as this wife, this abused wife for like a good 20 minutes, and me going, ah! every time we had to redo it. That's a repressed cringe story I have. I forgot about that one.
That's probably why you're so good at the Denims voice now.
Oh, maybe.
All right, I have a cringe story I want to share, but it's very much outside of the realm of like awkward like high school musical performance. This is more of the realm of like an awkward hookup. I've told this to Captain Quasar in his chat once, so I'm already getting kind of a fluster trying to talk about this. So let me set the stage for you. I'm 17 years old. I met this very cool like witchy gothy girl in high school, and we hit it off immediately, right? Which is crazy for me because like I'm like beat as fuck, in high school. Like I got like cystic acne everywhere, so the fact that I'm getting so much attention from someone from the opposite gender is just mind-blowing to me. So I'm like, girl, I'll do whatever you want me to. So one day we're hanging out at her place, and I walk into her room, and I notice immediately like, dude, your bedroom's kind of crazy. Like I feel like I have like Superman on my bed sheets, and she has like red velvet like bed sheet covers and everything. Like, what the heck is happening? So me and her just hanging out on her bed, just playing on her phone and talking. And then she says one of her friends is gonna come over, and before her friend walks in the room, she gives me a kiss on the cheek. And then her and her friend are talking for like an hour, and I'm all like, man, I have no idea how to even like react to her just kissing me. Now her friend's here, and I don't know how to like talk anymore. So after an hour, her friend leaves. It's so embarrassing with AB in here.
I promise, no matter what dating story you have, I could probably out cringe you, but go ahead.
Okay,
don't worry about it.
So things start to get hot and heavy. We start to get pretty intimate on the bed. And, it's all fully clothed, right? Nothing crazy happening for 17-year-old Alex. But she starts rubbing against me, and about 5 minutes of doing so, I climax. And I'm so embarrassed to tell her. I just tell her like, oh, I immediately like I start being into it right away, right? And I tell her, hey, I'm sorry, but I think I'm asexual is what I told her. And then for the next 15 minutes, I talked to her. I just fucking lied to my teeth and tell her, yeah, I've just always felt this way. I'm just lying. I have no idea what to say. So thankfully, her grandma actually walks into the room and says, "Mijo, it's time for you to leave. You've been here too long." I'm like, oh, thank God, I have been out. So she kicks me out, and then I just walk home after that, and I'm like, thank God. And then I was just so embarrassed to talk to her after that. I just let the whole thing fizzle out.
That is so freaking funny, Alex.
The dedication to just keep going with it.
Yeah, I went way too hard with storytelling there.
Don't feel bad, because one time I was hooking up with a dude, and literally, I'm talking about one half of a slide, let's say, and it happened, and he gets up, and he's like, "Sorry, I have to poop," and that makes me.
What?
So he goes, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what in the there's no way that guy just used that as an excuse. That's crazy.
That's so
romantic. So he comes back and I'm like, I'll give him a second chance.
That's so funny.
I'll give him a second chance, right? He does it again. Same exact situation. Sorry, I have to pee.
What?
Stop.
A half of a slide,
I'm like,
you said,
there's
right?
no way, bro. There's no way.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
Wow. So insane.
That's probably the worst excuse possible. He said,
like, poop?
It's so bad.
You have to poop? Oh my God. No way.
Embarrassing.
That's some Always Sunny stuff right there.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I gotta go. take a shit.
I just couldn't believe what was happening. I was
To
like,
use
wow.
it twice.
Anything you could
To
have
use
said.
it twice is so crazy.
Like, just say I'm sexy, damn.
Or did you take it as a compliment though, at least a little bit?
Well, I mean, I didn't. I just took it as this
It's
guy's
not
got
fun.
poop.
It's not
He
fun
could have at
time.
least spun it into a compliment, you know? But no, he had to go shit.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
really could have done that, but they never do. They never do.
Wow.
I honestly, that would have been better in my situation. I should just said that instead. That might have salvaged whatever could have happened in the future.
I gotta
Maybe.
poop. I
Yeah.
gotta pee.
Anyways,
Poo pee pee.
any other cringe stories amongst us?
One?
I have one.
Go for it,
fucking
man.
poop.
Go for it.
I've got a cringe one. Invariably, all my cringe stories involve being on a date with someone and something going wrong, because I'm the expert at it. So I went out. I'd say I was unemployed, and I was trying to be a musician. So I met this other girl who was also unemployed. She was a writer. So we're like, oh, let's go be cool and go day drinking. So we decided to go out day drinking, and she starts taking me to a couple of her favorite bars. I lived in San Francisco at the time, so we were around North Beach. It was really cool. It was really fun. She was really awesome. We had a lot in common. We liked the same music, stuff like that. So the last bar, she tells me that she wants me to try Fernet or Fernet. I think everyone I know calls it Fernet. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
What is that?
Forget.
Yeah, Fernet is a digestif, I guess is what it's called. It tastes a little bit like licorice. It's very strong, thick,
Almost like a
alcoholic
Jaeger
drink. Yeah, it is kind of like Jaeger. Yeah. Jaeger tastes way better though. So
Yes.
I'm like, I'm in one of those. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna say no to anything, right? This she wants me to try Fernet. I got to look cool here, so I'm gonna try it. I take a couple sips and like let out the worst burp at the bar that ever, because it was just so. It's a digestive. It just messed up my inside, and I was like, okay, I got to recover from this. But I recovered somehow. So we end up, we're like, okay, we've had enough. Well, let's go home. And so we get in a cab to take her back to her house, and it's going well. We start making out in the cab a little bit or whatever, and then, oh man, another burp comes out. I'm like, so bad, so bad. Finally, we get to her place. She gets out of the car. It's really nice. You know, I'm like, it was nice hanging out. She goes in. As soon as she goes in and the door closes, I open the door to the cab, and I just threw up all outside the cab. Luckily, it wasn't in the cab, and luckily she didn't see it. Those were the two things.
And it
Never had
smelled
a
like
second
Fernet.
date.
It smelled
Yeah.
like Fernet.
Yeah, it was.
At least it
I've
wasn't
never
Malort.
drank. What's that?
At least it wasn't Malort.
Yeah, I have not had Fernet since. That was that one experience. She has gone on to marry a director, a very famous movie director who ruined a lot of people's childhoods. It's kind of amazing.
No.
So yeah,
Like the oldest liquor.
what's that? But yeah, he probably can. He probably can. I thought I held up pretty good, except for the burping. But man, geez, that Fernet, never
Yeah.
again.
I mean, anytime, like, I don't drink anymore, but when I did, if I was in the car, someone else was driving, just the motion alone would fuck me up. If I wasn't, which I
And
never
when you're
was, because I was always fucking a responsible drinker. But I'm saying that like, if I was drinking, I wanted to just stay home or like be somewhere that was in a walking distance.
Definitely. And then also, like, when you're that drunk and your eyes are closed, you're kind of making out. It just does not.
Yeah.
It was not gonna end up well. So
Damn, thank you so
Fun
much for
times.
sharing that, man. This is one I just remembered while I was thinking of stories last night. So here it is. This is my history with dating apps and one very painful rejection that happened during that brief period of time. So most of my life, my adult life, I've been in a long-term relationship. There's only been 2 points in my adult life where I've been single. It was at the start of 2020 and right now. So at the start of 2020, you know, I was like thinking about, you know, doing dating apps for a while because I've never really been like a dater type of person. So a few months into the pandemic, I decided to download a dating app. I downloaded a few. I downloaded Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. All three of which I had pretty much the same experience, you know. I would get very few likes, and the matches I would match up with were people I was uninterested in. The conversations were terrible, and it was just very like a low quality kind of dating experience. However, on Bumble one day, oh, thank you so much for the donation. How much that was? Oh, sorry, I'm blocking that. AB Star Killer donated $100. Dude, thank you so much, man. Shout outs to AB. So yeah, so one day I actually do get the chance to match up with someone that I'm really interested in. Like, they checked all my boxes. And we're in the chats and we're hitting it off amazingly. So a few days into our conversation, we decide to meet up. Like, hey, let's meet up somewhere halfway between where we live. And she's like, oh, that sounds fantastic. This is kind of where I want to go. I'm like, okay, cool. And so it's a day before we're supposed to meet up, and she blocks me on Instagram and the dating apps. And I'm like, what the hell? This is so perfect. What happened? And I went full incel mode, and I used my food review Instagram page, and I went and I messaged him like, hey, like, why'd you block me? Like, I thought we were hitting it off. What did I do wrong? And then she's all like, oh, I wasn't ever serious about using dating apps. I was just using it as a confidence booster. I'm like, what? I did not even know people use apps for this reason. And,
dude, that is so messed up.
And yeah, I'm like, I only use dating apps for like a few weeks afterwards. I'm like, I ain't ever going back to dating apps. It's just a soul-crushing, extremely terrible experience if you're not like someone that does well on those apps already. So that is my experience with dating apps.
Dude, that is awful.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah, I've never had anything good come from dating apps, so I get it. But yeah.
All right, I think it's time for us to set up for A Street Jeopardy. Madman, please keep the audience entertained while I set everything up here.
While you do that, maybe I'll tell my story. I'll tell my rejection story. Yeah. All right. Okay. Which you mentioned being autistic, so you'll relate to this as I am autistic as well. So, I went on a date once with this I'll say girl. We were young back then. I think we were in our teenagers, and we went to see Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the horrible Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie where they wouldn't let him do an accent because it was so bad. And we're watching the movie, and I look over, and she is crying at some point, and I think there was maybe a sentimental part on the screen or something, and I just looked over, and of course I asked if are you okay? What's going on? And she was like, oh no, I'm just feeling the movie. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that's totally, of course, that's cool, as long as you're okay, And so that was kind of the extent of it. I don't remember exactly what I said. I think maybe I said that I appreciated that she was being sentimental, or that she was, at least what I meant to say was that I appreciated that she was being sentimental and sensitive. So later on, I get ghosted, of course, afterwards for some reason, and I go to see our mutual friend, and I'm talking to her, and our mutual friend tells me, she says, well, I asked her, what happened? Why did she ghost me? Well, she said that you liked it when girls cried.
What?
Somehow what I said got misinterpreted to I liked it when girls cried, when all I was trying to say was how I appreciated her sensitivity in the situation. So I don't know how I didn't try and get diagnosed at that point, because that was definitely an autistic communication error happening there. But it wasn't meant to be, and now I have a wonderful wife who understands me when I have conversations with her.
Wow,
do you like it when she cries?
I do not like it when she cries at all. Oh, perfect. Man. Yeah. There's my big rejection story.
Thanks for sharing, Madman. I have a ghost story I don't think I've shared with anyone here yet, but correct me if I'm wrong, Captain. So this takes place when I am like 7 or 8 years old. And I wake up in like the middle of the night, so around 1 or 2. And I see a shadow that I think is my mom that's kind of peeking out through the doorway. Like kind of like I can see her like the top half of her body, but I can't see her arms. She just looks like a black silhouette. I noticed it was weird because the silhouette looked a lot skinnier than what my mom actually looked like. But for whatever reason, I felt compelled to ask this black figure, "Hey, mom, could you make me some soup?" I was super into soup at the time. So the silhouette doesn't say a word, but it goes away for a few minutes, and it comes back with like a bowl of ramen noodle soup, my favorite. And he gives me the soup. It just slowly drifts towards me with soup, a bowl in hand. Then it goes back to the doorway, where it's peeking out and looking at me as I eat the soup. And I finish the soup, and then it comes back to pick up the bowl. I tell it goodnight, but this whole time, this black shadowy figure doesn't say a word to me. So I go to sleep thinking, okay, my mom made some soup for me. I had some good soup. Time to go back to bed. And when I wake up, I told my mom, "Hey mom, thanks again for making me the soup last night." She's all like, "I didn't make you anything. I don't know what you're talking about." Like, holy shit, what the heck was that last night then? And that's...
Well, was there like empty soup bowl by your bed?
No, the figure took it. The figure took.
So
Oh.
you've had this story, and you keep telling the one about your wallet.
Well, the soup ghost story is too fucking crazy. Honestly, I don't want to like freak out my guests.
I mean, that's kind of.
That is crazy.
But you got fed. You got fed, and they cleaned up after you. That
It was a benevolent spirit.
Yeah.
that ghost is dope.
It was very scary. Like in retrospect, thinking back on it, it's really fucking scary, and it's a very common ghost. Like lots of other people have seen a doorway with a light behind it and a black shadowy figure peeking out through the corner of it. Very common ghost. Many people have stumbled upon this figure.
So I'm very worried about how everybody will perceive me when I just, you know, expose all my worst moments of my life. We're gonna do it, you know. Alex can suffer, so I can suffer a little bit as well.
Thank you.
I kind of have a lot of stuff. I don't know. I know we have some time. I could like rapid fire some things, or I could just do like a one story. I guess.
Give me the worst. Give me the worst ones.
Ooh, rapid fire.
You know, I could do rapid fire some things. Okay. There's kind of one gross one and one more mean one. Okay, I guess the gross one, I'll just do the gross one. It's kind of simple. It was like, I was like 12 years old, 6th grade, middle school. And for some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to just do something crazy on my last day of being in 6th grade. Just because I wasn't graduating. Like, I wasn't like moving schools. Like, it was just like the end of 6th grade. So, I went into the bathroom and I just dropped a deuce on the floor. I just thought that would be. I'm like, you know, as time goes on, I realize Zach and I.
It's very Zach coded.
You know.
Zach's kind of my spirit animal in that way, but. And then my friend kind of came in and I was like, dude, like, you're not gonna believe what I just did. And he's like, no, you're lying. And I was like walking out and I just hear like, dude, that's gross. Ew. You know, as I'm walking away. I don't know, that's just something stupid I did as a kid.
That's honestly not as bad as I thought it would be. Like kids do shit like that all the time, no pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's just the one thing. I kind of have one other kind of bad thing, not gross, but just like really just mean, dumb, I guess.
Let's hear it.
I'll just share that quick. Me and so I had a neighbor who's getting a hot tub installed in their backyard. And I guess one of the first steps to that is you've got to just lay down just a cement slab, kind of the first of the process. And so this guy, I don't think it was my neighbor, they hired some guy to lay down a cement slab in their backyard. And my friend and I thought it would be funny to hide behind the fence and just start throwing pebbles and rocks into the cement and just see like how long we could keep that going before he would notice. And I don't know if it was like, I don't know, a few minutes, I don't know if it was 10 minutes, but we were there just throwing rocks and pebbles for a while. And then eventually, I don't know if he saw a rock in the cement. And looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so effed up. Because like, I don't know, like think of how long that took to do that. And like, I don't know what he has to do, like fix it. And has he get in there to get the rocks? But as a kid, you don't think about that. You're just.
Was it freshly poured cement, you said?
Yeah, like fresh wet cement. And we're just like throwing little rocks into the
crazy.
And we're just doing that for like 10 minutes. I don't know how long. I know.
I have something similar, but much worse.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I can't wait to hear it. So to wrap this up, the guy noticed and just turned and just screamed at us. Like he saw us and we just ducked and booked it. Like we were out of there. And I never heard from the guy. I never heard from my neighbors. They never told my parents. Like I never heard about it. We just booked it out of there. So that's my other kind of bad story of just doing something stupid as a kid. But I got more though. If we need time later on after you guys, I got more where that came from.
We are running a little low on time, so I'd like to hear Captain Quasar's story next.
I think I've told this on stream before, but basically, me and my friends were a bunch of delinquent degenerates, and we lived in a very undeveloped town where there weren't, it was a lot of neighborhoods surrounded by farmland where they were starting to build new, like, neighborhood developments. And we would go into the neighborhood developments and find houses that are still, like, that are being built but are relatively built. So they have, like, plaster and walls put up and everything, and we would basically go inside of them and just wreck them. Pretty bad. We did a couple pretty good videos, like some Kool-Aid Man stuff of going through some walls. My friend did one and got a concussion because he hit a beam, like a cross beam, and just straight into his neck. I did that in my teenage years, and as soon as I hit 18, I basically realized that I could get in big boy trouble if I keep doing this, so I stopped.
Very good, Captain. Very good.
Yeah.
Glad you changed your ways. I told the story in Captain Quasar's live stream, and we were doing a similar topic discussion on his channel. But I'd like to share it with the rest of you guys who have not heard this before. But it's, for whatever reason, I always think it was in 5th grade, elementary school. I just had this urge that I just wanted to flood the restroom. So I grabbed all the paper towels, I stuffed them in the toilet, I stuffed them in the sink, and I stuffed them in the floor drain, so like any water that leaked out of the toilet and the sink would end up on the floor and would just collect and just fill the bathroom. And I did this like 2 days back to back, and someone asked me, hey, do you know who did this? I just said a random ass student in my classroom, and I think he got in trouble for it.
Wow.
You were that kid.
Wow.
Shout out, John.
Home Alone, Wet Bandit.
Yeah, definitely Wet Bandit coded.
I know.
Knew Haley was gonna like that for some reason.